Or morning for me actually. But I got Harrison, Trade Better 99, and Kobe's in here from EXP. So welcome, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, how's
Thanks for
everybody
having
been, man? It
us.
seems like everyone's getting busy this time of year.
Yeah, end of summer, early fall, so it's everyone's like, "Oh, my to-do list is done. Let's actually go back to work and do everything." So,
Yeah,
yeah,
how's things for you, Kobe?
Things have been good. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to figure out because last time I was on live Facebook, it was on a private live, so I want to make sure this is gets streamed to all of my friends so that they can see it. So I'm just making sure it
Oh,
happens. So,
what do you mean
but
private live? How does that
like
work?
it's
Private live.
like it's locked. Like only I can see it. So like it's showing up the same now. So
oh wow,
Ah, okay, cool. Well, is it working? Does
yeah,
someone have
I
their
think it's working out.
background?
nice,
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's get
all right,
rocking and roll. We got
nice.
Hyder here. I see. Thanks for you stopping by, Hyder. Looks like he's got some work on his truck going on. He's got to reinforce the bed, but Hyder's always here supporting. So go check out his channel too. So his channel's in the comments and go check it out, man. But yeah, let's this topic, I guess, was kind of Kobe kind of brought it up, kind of the NAR settlement, but I guess we kind of broadened it out a little bit to the kind of just the kind of I guess the chaos or what's going on maybe in the economy or real estate market. So, what do you guys think? What's going to happen? How you guys preparing? And like Kobe, you probably talk to a lot of agents. That's why too, right? So, what are they doing out there to prepare? You think?
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of agents are like you see them on social media. They're like super scared and they're talking about the end of the world essentially. But I don't think it's going to be like that bad, right? We've kind of gone through a pretty tough market, right, in the past. I would say like you know year or so, 2 years, and now the NAR settlement coming into play. A lot of agents are just like, man, this is like the worst thing ever. So I don't think it's going to be that bad. I think it's just one of those market cycles that you have to persevere through. And a lot of the agents who are successful are doing that. They're changing up their scripts when they're talking to buyers and sellers. They're developing more of their value proposition because a lot of great agents, they have good value propositions. They're just not used to, you know, presenting it in a more formal manner. So they're doing that a lot. And obviously plugging into all the changes and making sure they're staying on top of state laws is very important as well. But I'm really curious to see, kind of from you guys' perspective. I've been asking this on a lot of lives as well that you've been hosting, Mark. That how are investors looking at this, right? Because investors, I know, you guys work with agents sometimes for them to either list your properties or also find properties for you. So I'm really curious to see, if you guys are still, working with agents or how you guys foresee that relationship moving forward as well.
Sure, yeah. I guess for me, I'm working with a few agents, and it's actually helped me vet maybe new agents in the future. Uh, One agent was basically an opt-out program. She said, "Hey, I'm still going to work with you. I'm going to, do all your stuff. Here's my document, and once everything goes forward, this is my compensation, and we'll go through with that." Another one, who I'm thinking I'm going to move on from, said, "You have to sign this document. It doesn't matter if you buy in state, out of state, but you are going to give me commission." I'm like, I'm going to pass. So I was just curious. Yeah, Kobe is like, what are you seeing on this on the real estate side as a realtor?
Yeah. So for like an actual client, I think that makes a little bit more sense for a realtor to do that,
Mm-hmm.
especially if, they're a client buying they're buying one home or selling one home. Well, selling is
Right.
a little bit different. They're going to have to do that anyways, but they're buying one home, right? But as an investor, right, you guys are always looking, right? You only
Right.
pay the agents, and it only makes sense for you to pay the agents if they bring you a good deal. So like I was wondering like how are agents approaching that like on the investor side? I'm like hopefully they're not just making investors sign some type of agreement, right? Like,
Yeah, exactly. I was realized like, oh, maybe you're not. I mean, they're not as investor friendly as like they're more looking for the first time buyers. But I was working with them because they're great at getting those deals. But it's just like, okay, I might have to go a different way. So, and nothing against them. They're still doing great. So, yeah.
right, yeah, because I know investors are not shy about paying commissions to agents if
Right.
they're on the buy side of the deal. So.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of just wait and see. I mean, people are going to have to see how it plays out. just like everything, right? It's something new. Everyone's still trying to get their feet wet and get situated, and nobody knows exactly how it's going to work. But I think the biggest thing it's going to come down to is communication. Like buyers agents are really going to have to be able to sell themselves a lot more on what they're going to be able to provide and how they're going to help their client. Before it was kind of just like, you'd have someone come, hey, I want to see this property or show me this, and there wasn't a lot of risk or contract involved. I mean, there was some that, I mean, technically, you should be signing a buyer agreement, but a lot of times it was just, just I'll show you this property, I can help you out. But now I think there's going to be a lot more like, what services can I provide to you as a client, and then what separates me from the other agents. And so I think there's going to be a lot more communication involved. But just like anything, it's going to have to kind of navigate its way through things and see how it plays out. But yeah, it's going to be interesting though. It's definitely going to affect the market. And I think agents are really like, transactions have already hit like a bottom,
Yeah.
and now they have this thrown on top of them, right? So now I think there's also going to be a lot of agents exiting the market. And I actually saw another like an ad, or it was a post on Facebook, I think, but they were promoting like HELOCs to real estate agents, in a sense, not like a product for real estate agents,
Yeah.
but just that thought process of HELOCs are great for real estate agents to have, because it's kind of like that cash reserve from when the market's shifting, or because you're working on commission and things like that. So it was kind of geared towards real estate agents, like, hey, this is a great way to have money when the market is shifting and things like that. So I found that interesting.
Wow. I mean, are they offering lower rates? I'm confused.
Yeah,
Just-
no, it was, like I said, it's not a product like specifically for realtors. It was just more like, hey, realtors, this is
Gotcha.
something you should be thinking about, right? And especially like where we're at right now, there's so much uncertainty. A HELOC is a great way to kind of just, weather the storm maybe certain times, and then, maybe the market takes off again, you build it back up. But a HELOC is like a great reserve. But yeah, I've never seen that before marketed like kind of towards realtors.
I think that's so interesting that
Yeah.
I've seen like commission advance companies. There's a lot of that in real estate for agents as well. I find it really interesting because I don't necessarily see that as a good thing. I understand it solves a problem for agents, but I mean, you guys are investors and always talking about finance. Like, that's not necessarily what most people would advise as far as like sound financial right decisions. And I think a lot of agents are in that position, and I don't know what it is. I mean, they're in the real estate industry, right? So they should see that, that you see their clients, and they're always promoting, investing in real estate, save your money, but they're not necessarily doing it like themselves, is kind of what I've seen. That's the big discrepancy in the industry between a lot of agents as far as like what they promote and what they're doing. They're promoting investing in real estate, yet they don't invest in real estate. They're promoting sound financial advice, yet when they close a commission, they go out there and they buy the white Mercedes Benz or BMW or whatever it is that agents like to drive.
That's so funny you say that, because I just interviewed Zach Markey. He's in Arizona, but that's exactly what he said. He said the market was just on fire. He was, he had was it Lamborghini? No, I forgot what his car, but he had a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
He had all these like toys, right? And then when the market right now is dried up, he said he had to sell toys, and he kind of realized like, oh yeah, even though I was doing great as an agent, I wasn't being financially smart, and that kind of changed his mindset. And that's kind of how he found Michael Zuber, One Rental at a Time, the kind of small and mighty investor. But yeah, he said the market was killing it, and just buying all kind of things. He had a boat, and all these stuff. And then now he's like, oh man, I have to sell most of it. I had to liquidate a lot of things. And but yeah, so it's very interesting. So funny you mentioned that.
Yeah, I think there's going to be good markets, right? So like there was a really great market for agents. I think like 2020, everybody's like, they love that market. That's when everybody's getting into the industry, getting their licenses. But there's also going to be bad markets like what we're experiencing now. So if you're in the good market, I think it's probably wiser to just not overextend, right? I get it. Like, people justify buying the nice cars. It's like, oh, I'm going to take my clients out, right? But is what you're doing currently working as well with your current clients? If it is, maybe not overextend, right? Because you never know what's going to happen in about 6, 12 months like it did. And, things are going to kick back up again. And, hopefully a lot of agents who survived this are going to learn that lesson, right? And then maybe keep a little bit more cash reserves and not be super overextended where they're, scrambling at a bad market. So.
Yep, we got Frank Contreras, old guy REI, stopping by. So thanks, Frank. Go check out his YouTube channel, and he has a great interview with Chester from Wealth Building Journey on there. So Chester has been looking for his first deal for probably 3 to 4 years, I think, and we've all kind of followed his journey, and he's a very I guess you could say analysis paralysis individual, and it kind of took him a while to pull the trigger, but he finally found the deal. So Frank interviewed him, so go check that out. It's going to be a lot of good information there. And even like Kobe, so I put Kobe's podcast YouTube channel in the links in the beginning. But Kobe, talk about your channel a little bit, because I know you talk to a lot of different agents, and that's so can people, I would say, if they want to connect with these agents, do they reach out to you, or how do they get in touch with these people?
Yeah, so I host a podcast. It's pretty straightforward. I interview one person a week, and then they're on my channels as well. There's a video podcast. So if they want to reach out to like any of these, and there's a lot of agents and there's a lot of investors as well, a lot of syndicators, people who are, I guess, like looking to raise money for their funds and their projects and their maybe their coaching groups as well. So if anybody wants to just reach out to any of them, I do leave the links to everybody I interview in the description. So that way you can go directly to them. I make sure I promote, whoever's on my podcast, that, they go out there and they promote their thing. It's, I'm providing them a platform as well. So yeah, you guys can, go ahead and reach out to anybody who's I've interviewed as well. You don't have to go through me. Is what
I think the one question people are going to have is, are they all going to be only EXP agents on your channel?
No, not at all,
Okay.
actually. Not at all. So it's probably more towards the other side of it, where you're not seeing as many EXP agents. And if you do, it's probably going to be, once every couple months, surprisingly enough for, I guess, a lot of people.
So what do you think is going to be shifting moving forward? Like, you guys see, have we hit the bottom, you think, or do you guys think things are going to be looking up, rate cuts? What are you guys looking at in the next few months?
I honestly see there has to be some sort of rate cut. Maybe not for September, but probably November, December timeframe. Because, I mean, with my market alone in Northeast Ohio, they're feeling the heat right now. It's a cash flow market. It's not too expensive, but even they are saying, hey, I'm looking for concessions. I'm looking for a lot more items. And I mean, even there's a few places I'm looking at right now that will cash flow great. And I'm looking at the deal, seeing what will happen. But I'm also kind of looking for eviction rates right now, because I know unemployment's gone up in that area fairly significantly. So I'm trying to follow that right there.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing I'm hearing is, I think we see it even in the school community. A lot of people kind of like, if I can get, an 8% return right now in the market, or 5% on a high yield savings, like is it worth me buying an investment property and dealing with the tenants and the headaches possibly? So I think that's where a lot of people are at right now, is kind of just weighing their options and where's the best place to put my money? And I think that's where I'm kind of at too, is like, is it really, unless it's an amazing deal, and those are just hard to find right now. So it's kind of just sitting back and kind of cleaning things up and putting myself in a better position for when the market does shift, instead of kind of forcing the issue on things right now.
Yeah, it's a lot of good deals. I mean, that's what's very interesting about this market. Even with the interest rate as it is, you can still cash flow pretty easily. But yeah, I'm almost in the wait and see situation of, could it get better? Because I don't know. Kobe, that was going to be my question for you, talking to a lot of different agents. It's like, what are they feeling in this? Is it, are the buyers or potential buyers just lookers, or are they actually ready to go in and buy their first place or something like that?
Yeah, I think on the, in the marketplace, what agents are seeing is that they're now targeting like as far as their business, their marketing, they're targeting more people who need to buy or sell at this moment instead of people who want to, because
Right.
it's not the ideal conditions, right? Like you guys were just talking about, if you're wanting, right? If you're just, if you don't absolutely need to buy, like if you're moving to a new place or you're leaving, right? You're moving,
Yeah.
moving out of town as well. So that's what a lot of the conversations has been on the agent side is, there are always going to be people who need to buy or sell. Now is the time to focus down on those people instead of the traditional, kind of let's just talk to everybody out there and see if they want to buy. Because with obviously the kind of the environment of the, I guess, fear, in the real estate market,
Yeah.
right? There's not a lot of people wanting to move if they don't have to move at this point. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what so Santiago's here from the school community. So he says, yeah, he's there too, looking for an amazing deal. Yeah, I think that's where a lot of people are at, or they're looking, but they're also focusing on maybe, you know, I guess other interests as far as, yeah, maybe I'm gonna kind of look into wholesaling, or I'm gonna look into, creative finance, and just testing the waters in those spaces also while the market is slow. And maybe for me, like that's why I'm a lot more focused on like building the YouTube channel and the social media side, where the market is kind of slow, and deals are harder to come by. So it's kind of, I'm focusing more on that area, so when the market does shift, hopefully my channel's a lot bigger than things like that by then. So yeah, I think everyone's testing out different things at this point.
Yeah. Congratulations on 600, by
Yeah.
the way.
Yeah,
That's
man,
great.
from 500 to 600 went pretty fast, but
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun. So, I mean, it is a lot of work, and like we were talking before we got on camera, it seems like everyone is super busy at like right around now. So it's actually hard to, I'm scrambling to get people on right now. So, but it's actually good. I might, because I'm trying to. I think I talked about it last time. I'm gonna pull the trigger and just move back with my parents already, because they're getting old,
Nice.
and my mom's gonna have hip surgery and all these things. So I'm just scrambling, trying to clean out my house and get it listed as soon as possible. And now I'm trying to debate whether I should do Section 8, because
Yeah.
I looked up the last HUD fair market, and my zip code for a 3-bedroom was like 5,600 a month. So I'm like, I'm debating on that if I'm gonna go that route. But yeah, I might just list it. I might just put it out there on that Nextdoor app and just say probably October 1st it'll be ready. But just testing the waters and seeing if anyone is interested. But yeah, I'm scrambling trying to get everything out here. And then you realize how much shit you bought and you don't need.
Yep.
I'm like, damn.
Yeah. I've moved 6 times in the last 10 years. Yeah. You have that same conversation as, all right, what's going to the dumpster next? It's not memories, whatever. This is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of it too is like my garage gym. I'm like, I don't want to get rid of this, but
Yeah.
it's like I just don't have the space in my. I mean, I do have the space in my parents' house, but I don't want to also like just bring all my shit there. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like,
Exactly.
just like, do I just throw this away? I mean, because I could probably sell it, but it'd take like, you got to find that right person to want to come and buy it too, right? So it's like,
Right.
we'll see what happens. But yeah.
Yeah. How responsive is your local HUD for the Section 8 system? Are they usually pretty good at responding to emails? I know each area differentiates.
No, they're good. I mean,
Yeah.
I haven't gone through the full process. I mean, one of the properties I manage is a Section 8 tenant. So do you guys follow Joe Asamoah?
No.
So you should follow him on YouTube. He's
Okay.
I think he's in the DC area, but
Oh,
he's a big
nice.
he's a big Section 8 strategy guy. But what he does is he likes to buy properties, and kind of, I mean, so he's in the DC, so it's
Mhm.
kind of expensive. So he has
Yeah. Fair.
expensive properties, but he places Section 8 tenants in those properties, and they stay like 15, 20 years kind of thing. But I guess the also is because it's in a higher price point market,
Mhm.
even though it's Section 8, you're kind of getting like better quality
Yeah.
Section 8 tenants. Because a lot of people get that misconception that Section 8 is low income, but it's more fixed income than anything, right?
Right.
So he has expensive or higher price point properties in good areas. So that even though he's doing Section 8, it's better quality Section 8 tenants, and they stay a long time. He said.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Maybe I should do that for my area. But yeah, go check out Joe Austin. I'm trying to get him on the channel. He said he would do it, but I think he's traveling quite a bit. So
Ooh, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because I have one Section 8, and they're great. So, and compared to my other one, it's night and day. Payments come in, no problem, very little issues. They almost take it as their home, and it's great to have.
Let's see. Hyder says, I'm
Yeah.
scrambling to earn capital for the next deal. Gambling, fishing in Alaska really hurt me financially this
Oh,
season.
no.
Yeah. You got to have fun, though, Hyder. I know you had fun, man. So
Mm,
just make sure you save up for Vegas.
yes.
Yeah. Well, there was a question in school. I don't know if you saw it this morning, um, Harrison, but
No, I
somebody
haven't yet.
asked, somebody asked kind of where are they parking their money right now?
Oh.
Yeah. So while they're waiting for the next deal, like where are they putting it? So yeah, I don't know if where are you keeping your reserves, or maybe for your next year, are you putting it in a high yield savings, or what are you doing right now?
Yeah, doing advantage savings, high yield savings with a lot of the banks. I mean, they're still doing 4.5%. And I mean, while I'm waiting, it's just, hey, why not? And I mean, I've never had any issues pulling out for any other costs and whatnot. And also, it's like while I'm not saving money, it's actually been a great time to do projects. So fixes here and there. There's been a lot more or less uh, work out there. So I've been able to do a lot more competing contracts and everything and get better prices.
Yeah. What about you, Kobe? You have any thoughts on like where to park money right now, or?
Yeah, so pretty much the same thing as just in high yield savings accounts. If you're not investing it, just put it somewhere that it's going to earn something, right?
Right.
Just don't dig a hole in the backyard and put all your
Yeah.
Exactly. Put it all in gold. Just go.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Does anybody? Do you guys know anybody, or do either of you invest in like crypto or any of that stuff?
I have
Yeah,
a
I
little
do.
bit.
Yeah, he might be popping in. Hugo from Stay Winning Podcast, but he usually pops in every once in a while. But he's a bigger crypto guy than I am. I don't know. I interviewed this. She's in Pittsburgh. This girl Lindsay Stamp. She was big in real estate. She still does real estate, but now she's really switched to like Bitcoin, and so she's on X quite a bit. And you notice, I interviewed her before, and then I interviewed her kind of like, are you a fraud now? Because I saw her posting a lot. No, I mean it was we were, but
Yeah.
she's been posting a lot of things on crypto, and how she almost feels like, man, somebody presented to her, like an older landlord was like, hey, I'm looking at maybe getting rid of these properties at some point, and did you want to? And she was really like, at this point, I'm kind of like, I think I'd rather put my money in Bitcoin. I don't have to deal with the tenants. I don't have to deal with all
Mhm.
these things. And she's gone down the rabbit hole on why she's a big believer of Bitcoin. And so yeah, I think I trying to get her on. She's super busy too, but
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I think crypto is great. I think there's a lot of benefits to it. For me though, I don't have the bandwidth to be focusing on something else. I mean, that's just me.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I have what? Some Bitcoin, some Ethereum, and Cardano ADA. I mean, it's one of those, it's the ones that it goes up and down. I mean, it's just, if you want to talk about having a day of heartburn, watching the markets just, I mean, that's a hard one. It's like my stocks, it's like, okay, they go up, they go down, but there's a rhyme or reason. But what right now with the whole Bitcoin crash, everyone's like, what happened? It went from 70 to 57. They're thinking a whale might have sold out, or there's a lot of speculation there, which sometimes I'm like, I'll have a small amount in there. That's it. So
Santiago has a question. Does the city town have to be approved for Section 8? So
yeah.
do you have? I was on.
Yeah, I saw Hyder's response too. Yeah, it's county based. It depends on all the zip codes and everything, but yeah, you'd be talking directly to your county representative. And
Yeah.
yeah,
So I think it's kind of, it doesn't have to be like, I don't know if approved is the right word, but like each county is going to kind of have its own maybe zoning or regulations or
right,
restrictions. So I think that's why you'd have to look specifically to your county or town.
right.
Janitor on Fire is here. He's been quiet for a while. I haven't seen him in here recently, but I haven't checked recently. So how much, if you're here, Daryl, how much subscribers have you got on your channel so far? Post on there. I'll post it in the comments, but I don't know what you're up to yet. But he says Joe Asamoah has the best strategy, hands down. No one is close. Well, Janitor on Fire, help me out and get him on my channel because I always see you in the lives over there too. So, um, so Santiago says, got it per county.
Yeah,
Thanks. Let me look for Janitor on Fire's channel. But
yeah.
yeah,
But yeah, Santiago, be sure to learn about the reputation of the county, whatever you're looking at, because it goes differently. I invest in Summit County, which is south of Cleveland. They are great. Cleveland is very backed up, and they don't have the bandwidth for getting payments out in a lot of items. So just be sure to check that out.
Janitor on Fire stuck at 148, he said. So let's get him to 150. So whoever's out there
Oh,
listening, let's get here. There's his channel right there. So let's get him to 150. Yeah.
Everybody's something on fire these days.
yeah.
Yeah, that marks the trend.
Yeah. 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 And if you guys didn't get to check it, I don't know if they left it up. They might have erased it. But I was on Drunk Real Estate podcast yesterday. They had their fantasy football draft. So I was able to make the cut and be able to be a part of their league. Hyder probably might have met a lot of those guys. I think they're at Limitless. I think that's where Hyder was recently, or somewhere down there with Ken McElroy and Robert Kiyosaki guys. So, but yeah, Jim Newcomb. Nice to meet you. I haven't seen you here before, but thanks for stopping by. Let's see. Random question: possible to supervise your rehab remotely, or is that a terrible idea?
So with the rehabs I've done, you have to have a trusted boots on the ground. I have, thankfully, a great real estate agent, and she will go in no charge to check things out to make sure everything looks copacetic. But be sure that they'll give you the real answer, because I have a PM who's great, but may not always give the right answers. They don't itemize everything, but it's not a terrible idea. Just be sure you know who it is for that, and do one project at a time, not a whole rehab.
Oh, Jim is from the school group. Sorry, man. There's so much people joining now. I can't keep up. But yeah, message me in the school group. Message Harrison also if you haven't
Yeah.
connected with us in the school community, man.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
thanks for stopping by. That's not an unfair ask. That's not an unfair ask of the real estate agent.
No, I mean it's she actually has her own kind of rental business on the side, so you can actually for her anyway, she actually mentors up and coming real estate agents, and they do the fixes and everything. They'll do the pictures for you, and I mean half a month's rent, and there you go. It's really nice to have. Yeah, not every real estate agent's going to do it, and you might not trust that real estate agent. They might have helped you get through, but I mean, it's all depends on just the relationship that you're building with them.
Man, I completely forgot that I can put the questions on the screen. I've been, yeah, I forgot I could, but I'm gonna put this one because this one.
Yeah.
All right, Jim. Thanks, man. He
Thanks,
says,
Jim.
"Oh, good, you're getting popular." All right, I'll put that one out there. But thanks, man.
Nice comment. That's a nice comment.
I like that. Yeah.
But yeah, shit. What was I talking about? Oh no, he's talking about the rehab. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's possible. I think honestly, that was my biggest concern investing out of state at first. Was just kind of so. I think in some ways that has actually set me back because I think so. I don't know if you know my whole story, Jim. I kind of scaled a little too quickly, and I got probably a lot of base hits, but kind of hard to win when you're just getting singles all the time, right? I mean, it's you're fine, you're solid, and over the long haul, you'll be fine. It's just I didn't give myself a lot of opportunities for equity play, So I think what would have been better for me is to get a few first and really just get comfortable with what I was doing, the contractors, my connections there, and then I would have been able to maybe take the leap into bigger projects or like burst strategies, what you want to call it. But that was my biggest concern, and I think looking back on it, that would have been my better approach to kind of go that route. I would have gave myself a lot more equity play and better returns. So I think I don't know what market you're in and how many properties you have, but I think getting a few first, base hits, and just really getting a good feel of who you're working with, right? Like getting connections and building a relationship, and maybe start with smaller projects. Start with smaller rehab type stuff, maybe a kitchen or just small things, and you can see how these people work. Do you like the work they've done? Do you feel that maybe they're taking money from you? Or talk to other investors in that area too, and start building relationships with other people that are in that community. But I think once you get your feet wet and once you feel comfortable, I think it's a lot easier to take that leap. And I think like now, if I was to go back and do what I did, like, yeah, I'd have no problem, taking on a bigger project. He's so all right, Janitor on Fire at 149. Let's get you to 150,
Let's go.
man. You need one more. So anyone out there, go subscribe. Jim says looking to start in Tulsa, currently in Southwest Florida, one rental, very green. Nah, man,
Great.
one is a
Yeah.
lot, man. One gets you in the game, and that's all you really need to do. So for Southwest, I have no idea. I just know Florida, Southwest, all that stuff means nothing to me. I have no idea. But what's his
Miami?
yeah, I don't know. Late Start Wealth is also in Florida. I know that. Sometimes he's in the lives, but he's also in the school. So John Morris, he's a super good guy to connect. And Jim, actually, I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know how new you are to school, but Frank, old guy REI, has a great accountability group, and that's actually going to be tonight. I believe it actually starts 9 p.m. Eastern, though, I believe. Right? Is that right, Harrison?
150.
Oh, Janitor
150
Fire.
right here.
Harrison got you to one. Now he can be trade better
The
150.
150. There you
Because
go.
he can be trade better 150. But Jim, if you're available, I would try to check out Frank's accountability groups tonight. It's a great place to meet people. And then Sunday, Jared has his going on also in the school committee. YouTube showed at 11. Hyder is saying, oh, maybe you're on a different channel. I think he has like a couple of channels. I'll put the postal nerds one. That's the one that he goes to the different post offices. I'll put that in the comments again.
Yeah, Hyder, I made that mistake. I'm subscribed to that one too. So I was like, oh, you only have 9. So no.
Cool. Shoot. Yeah. Hold on. If you guys got something you want to talk about real quick, I'm trying to find his channel again.
Yeah, Kobe, how many showings are you doing right now? It's like what's it all looking like?
I'm not in
Really?
production. No. So I'm not in production as an agent. So that's
gotcha.
why I'm not. It will be 0 for me.
Mhm.
But yeah, so I'm not in doing that, doing any production as an agent. But agents are just kind of going out there doing their own thing now. A lot of people are just kind of leaning towards the new construction side as well, because new builds, like, they can do buy downs on rates. That's been a big one for a lot of like new builders. So
Right.
they've been helping do that as well. But I was gonna tell Mark, like, I was at the draft last night.
Oh, yeah.
But I could not tell which team was yours.
Yeah,
what do you mean? I had the second pick. I was all the Bears guys.
Wait, so what was your team name?
Loud and Stroud.
Okay, that's what I thought, but I wasn't 100% sure.
Yeah. No, it was fun. I'm glad I got to do it. I mean, I think our draft was a lot more fun, but no, that one was fun. Hey, you're at 151.
Nice.
Good job. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, it's getting. I'm in too many leagues, but a lot of it is just for fun. We got to get you in one too, then, Kobe.
Yeah.
Well, and
That
maybe
would be
not because you're gonna draft the Bears too. That's why.
Ooh.
Yeah, but I don't know. We'll see. Curtis might jump in here, but he's kind of mad at me because he says I'm always talking, saying he's a Bears fan to everyone, and he just can't stand it already.
Yeah. Everyone thinks he's a Bears fan. I was like, oh, okay. So,
Yeah, I'm gonna
yeah.
Photoshop a Bears jersey on him.
Is he not a Bears fan?
No,
is that
he's a Seahawks fan.
Seahawks
He's
fan.
in that area. That's why.
Yeah.
But his
okay.
uncle, I believe it's his uncle, played for the Bears. I don't know if you guys remember Michael Haynes from Penn State. He was a defensive lineman.
But that's pretty cool.
That's great.
No, yeah. Yeah, cool. But I don't know. So yeah, so I mean, like, so you got. I mean, do you see a lot of agents shifting their stuff, Kobe? The ones you talk to. I mean, anyone? Because I definitely feel there's going to be a lot of agents exiting the market or the industry, I guess you would say.
Yeah, people are. I mean, people just exit the industry, all the time. I think there's like an 80 or something percent, exit rate for agents who are licensed within the first 2 years. Now it's just probably going to be on a more accelerated schedule because of what's happening in the market. There's not getting what they want. And that's another, like, a lot of agents are kind of moving towards the referral business as well. Maybe it's cheaper for them to just stay on the referral side. If they have anybody who is interested in buying or selling, they can just refer them to another agent, and then they can also just get the referral fee on that. So they're just maintaining their license. Yeah, they're just maintaining their license.
Yeah, I saw one, and I didn't read the article, but they were talking about was it Redfin or someone is trying to almost like I think I talked about it, but this was even to a different scale of like a flat fee, almost like just a showing agent. So it's probably like, hey, you sign like a 1 day contract with me. I'll show you this property for whatever, $50, $100 or something, right? But it's kind of just like, you're not going to be bound to work 6 months with them, but it's more just for someone that wants to take a look at this property and see, and then they could start maybe working out a longer term contract. But it's just to get them in the door to look at this property, right?
Yeah.
So I think that might also be something that might be coming down the road.
Yeah, funny enough, that was they started that. Somebody's trying to start the company that's doing flat fee showings. I don't know if you guys heard of that, but it was
That's interesting.
They're trying to start a flat fee showing company, but the person that's starting that company, it was the person on the lawsuit that won the winning side. So I think it's kind of funny. That's how.
Interesting. Yeah. The plot thickens. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you see as?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I was just like saying. So we're seeing the ones that are exiting. What are you seeing the great realtors doing right now? How are they pivoting in that way?
Yeah, so they're just doing, anything that they have been doing in the past, except they're just doing it more aggressively, right? So they're able to present. So a lot of the great realtors, right, they're able to present their value, especially to a buyer. They've always been doing that. So that's just, they're just doing the same thing now. They're just honing in their presentations. And then whenever they're going into a buyer presentation, they're doing that exact same thing, and they're showing them their values. A lot of great agents are also niche agents as well. So they're niche in a specific market, or they're niche in a specific type of real estate transaction. So working with investors obviously is a great one. So they're never going to necessarily run out of business, because if they understand how to work with investors, and they understand how they can represent an investor the best and also bring them the best deals, then there's always going to be a flow of business for them. And then also there's a lot of people moving more towards kind of like luxury and exploring how it looks to be like in commercial real estate as well, because they're able to get more, paid more on a specific transaction. And then I've always said that, and I've been teaching kind of my agents, my group, basically the same things. Like if you're focusing more on like luxury real estate, for example, you're not necessarily going to run into an issue where somebody's not going to want to pay you the commission, because people who are in that, stratosphere, if you will, they value their time more than paying the buyer's commission side, right? They're always going to be more than willing to do that, but you have to provide them with value in order for them to see, that as a fit for them, or else they're just going to go with another agent. They're not going to go at it themselves, but they're going to go at it with another agent that actually is going to give them value. So there's always going to be people that see values in agents. It's just, is it going to be you or is it going to be somebody else? So.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We got KC from the school community stopping by. So, aloha, good morning. Yeah, I forgot to mention too, Jim, Casey, are you folks going to be in Vegas for the ORAD event? Or yeah, I don't know if you were there last year, but yeah, I would definitely go if you guys can. It was great last year. Oh yeah, did you guys see Hawk Tool has her own podcast now?
No.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
yeah, she has her own podcast, like a studio and everything. It's called Talk with Tua or something like that.
Talk to her.
Oh, Talk to Her. No, Talk
There
to
you
Her.
go.
Yeah, there you go. I'm like, what?
That's
She
great.
probably has more subscribers in like 1 hour already. But I saw that. I was like, what the? Yeah.
Wow.
Nah, she's definitely she's taking advantage of it. That's awesome
owning
though. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
You don't get that opportunity, I don't think.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah. I mean, she's running with it. So what good for her. Yeah.
So we gotta get you a viral moment like that, Mark. So
yeah, like Crocs from the strip in Vegas, man.
There you go.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. I don't know. I'm rolling with Wissing and Curtis though, that just in case. Casey last year, no, but I'm still. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, and I can for sure Hawaiian. Yeah. Oh, I forgot. That's what he did. So he has a vacancy and he's trying to fill his place. That's yeah. But yeah, man, I would check it out if you can. It was a lot of fun last year. I think you didn't go to Harrison, right?
No.
So, but yeah, I think the people that went the last year are going to be better prepared. I think, I just kind of flew in for the event, but I'm definitely going to try to get in earlier and maybe leave a day later, just to relax a little bit more and connect with the people that you did connect with, right? Maybe, go get coffee or something the day after. Oh shit! The biggest Chicago Bears fan. This has to be him. I don't even know who's here. I just heard someone pop in. Let's see. Is he? Oh, there he is. I won't even let him talk yet.
Oh no.
So Curtis, PE turned RE, the Chicago Bears biggest fan, is here. And let me mute him real fast so he can't say anything. What's up, man? Curtis? Thanks for joining us, man.
How's it going? Thanks for having me.
You must have heard me talking about you.
Yeah, my heart was hurting.
So how's everything been, man?
Good. I'm back to school now. This is my planning period, so that's how I was able to step away. And we're on day 4, so it's interesting.
Are you done with the year yet?
You only work like 3 months out of the year, though, teachers.
Not quite as bad as you, but yeah, we do get a lot of time off.
So have you met Kobe before, Curtis?
No, I think I've only seen him in like passing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like the first time we've met, right? It says, I've been watching you guys all on these lives like for the past couple of weeks. I'm like, man, like I'm on the same.
When I brought your name up, he goes, "Oh yeah, the one that's a Bears fan, right?" I said, "Yeah, that's the one."
Oh, come on, man.
But I see, Curtis, I see you posting a lot of stuff. So what's going on? I saw you post a new video, and I believe are you speaking somewhere? Or there's some events going on tonight?
No. So I posted my 2-year kind of anniversary recap thing to kind of show everyone, hey, if you do this, like you can see the impact kind of within even a short period of time. And then every week I go to certain like events and like meetups in an area, and folks are always like, oh man, I wish I could have gone. So now I'm starting to post in the morning that I'll be at a certain meetup. So the folks that want to join that maybe aren't in the certain group that post it, they know where to kind of be.
All right, so go check out Curtis's channel. I just posted there if you want to see that new video. And is there something an event, Tacoma F.I.R.E or something? I saw you.
Yeah, so Tacoma F.I.R.E, it's actually Dion's group that he started here. I'm interested to see how it goes once he leaves in November for Thailand. But we meet in Tacoma. I think last time there was like 20 of us there, and it's awesome because you get everyone from Dion's like the level all the way to people that have never even heard of like house hacking, and so it's quite the range, and we all kind of talk about our goals and what we want to accomplish, and because there's such a diverse group there, there's definitely somebody that can help you out.
Cool. So Casey also mentions, yeah, what is that? 10,000% or whatever. You know what I mean. But need to see you all in real person. Can feel and can touch that you all real. Yep.
Oh my.
It was great. I mean, I think that was the great thing about going last year, was just actually seeing people. And like I said, I think this year is going to be even more, even better, just because I think there's a lot of things Zuber kind of forgot about because he was just so busy trying to set things up. But like name tags would be super important for this year, and I think he's already realized that that's going to be helpful. And it's going to be weird, but I'm even putting people's social media handles, because a lot of times, like, people might see Trade Better, and I mean, who's Trade Better, and and people might see like the Chicago Bears fan Curtis, and then who's that guy? But then right when they see that, then they'll know who it is, right? So, but yeah, I think it's going to be a great event. So if you're out there, I would check it out if you can. Hyder was there. Hyder, I think, actually stepped on stage. Casey, I forget. Did Hyder go on stage? I think he did.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I think he got something. I forgot what it was, but that's also my plan too. I think you were here, Curtis. I was talking about, I want to try to get like a belt or trophy for our fantasy football league and have that
Nice.
kind of presented hopefully at the event, or I don't know if Zuber, but just given at that event or something, or maybe like even a night out or something at some place, and just have some fun with
Oh, you
that.
just got screamer from the balcony mid
Yeah.
speech or something. Just go for it.
Oh, that's right. Hyder's planning to bring his kids, so he said that he still needs to get his VIP tickets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. So what else? So what are you doing, Curtis, to prepare? I know you've been looking at auction stuff, I believe. So
Yeah, I've just been trying to dabble in other ways to like buy, because I know I can only house hack once per year, and so if I want more, if I want to add maybe two a year and not one a year, I've been trying to figure out ways to kind of acquire them. And so the people I hung out with like last night, they were like, "Oh yeah, we do sub two, we do creative finance," and it was really cool to kind of hear these things and like how people actually do it, because you watch all these YouTube things, but they actually got down to like, this is how I talk to the title company, this is how I talk to the seller, this is how I do everything, and that's been really awesome. And so, kind of my process goals now is to, okay, I need to talk to more owners.
Yeah, that's a great point.
yeah, I don't know.
So have the auctions. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead, man.
I was gonna say, how have the auctions looked? I mean, do you have to put a certain percentage down if you win, or do you buy it all at once?
Great question. So the auctions over here in Washington are kind of interesting. A group kind of like runs it. It's a group called Vestas, and the way that it works is they're kind of connected now, and you don't have to use them, though they recommend that you do, to Eastside Funding, and you kind of get pre-approved for a certain amount, just like you would on a normal loan, and then if you can go to the auction, then you can bid yourself. But for someone like me that has to work during the auction time, I can just tell the Vestas rep, hey, this is the amount that I can go up to on this property, and they'll actually bid for me at the auction.
Nice.
Yeah. And then if you do go with their funder, Eastside, then if you win that auction, then what's due on the sale day is 10% of the purchase price, and then 3% of the appraised of value. That's kind of their like buyer's fee.
Right.
And so it's about 13% ish, because it's 3% of the appraised amount and then 10% of the purchase price. So it's not exactly 13%.
Right.
And then it's yours. And then the hard money loan is 1% per month. They say up to 5 months, but pretty much everyone can get an extension if need be, but you're just going to be paying them the more fees.
Wow. That sounds very reasonable. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's like, wow.
Yeah, and like 90% of the people that were at the auction that I went to were part of that group. So once you're kind of in the group now, you kind of gotta, get to know the reps and everything, because they're kind of more likely to kind of help you out and like explain more. And they're really helpful because they'll send you the list of properties that are going to go for auction on Friday, but they'll send you the list the Monday before, so that way you can see all of them. Now they may not all get to auction, right? Because they may get postponed or whatever. And then on Thursday night, because that's kind of as close as you can like cut it, on Thursday night they'll have like a strategy meeting. So that way, hey, if you're kind of inexperienced with flipping or hard money, they'll kind of show you, okay, for this property, this is the strategy that we would do, and this is about kind of how much we estimate the rehab. This is how much we estimate the ARV. These are the contracts. So like they kind of just hold your hand through the process, and so that way okay, this is my max bid for Friday. Now, with that said, you're probably thinking, well, if 90% of the people are through Vestas, how do they determine which client gets it? And I was like, wait,
Right.
hold on. So they have you place your highest and best bid, and then let's say they get it below that. So let's say you and me both bid, right? Like you bid 305, I bid 310. But Vestas is able to buy it for 300. I would end up getting that property because my highest and best was higher than yours.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. So that's how they kind of cut out the favoritism. Yeah.
Cool.
So when's the last like Tacoma F.I.R.E you went to, Curtis? I mean, like, do you think, because like maybe before, people were sitting on the sidelines, trying to figure out, because the rates were high and all these things, and trying to look for, different opportunities. And now, like, maybe things are cracking. Like, do you see people now like, oh, now I'm kind of worried about what's going on? So it's like, before they were waiting for rates to come down, and then now it's like, oh, now it's the fear setting in. So is that kind of what you're seeing at these meetups you're going to?
Yeah, I've seen the numbers creep up. Now I'm not sure if that's because the members of the group are recruiting more people into it. Like that's also a thing too. It's once a month, and I've gone the past few months, so I've kind of seen the numbers creep up. I'm not really sure if it's fear based or if it's like excitement based, because they see all the stuff the cool like members are actually like doing. Me doing the house hack, Ray, because Ray's in the same group, and his sub 2 deal he did at a distance, and then Dion's there, and it's sometimes Mike, millennial Mike will come by. So we're doing a lot of cool stuff with some cool guys, and so that can kind of attract more people too. A lot of the newer people are kind of feeling the squeeze a little bit though.
Introvert Ike is here. I'm just playing. I just always mess with Ike. So he said, is Matt Dill still doing auctions up there? You know who Matt Dill is, Wayne? Shout out.
I don't. I've only been to one auction and one meetup with the auction folks, so I'm not in the full in with the group yet. So
he's gonna be pissed that I called him Introvert Ike. He goes, one time I asked a question about being an introvert, and now every time you call me introvert. Let's see. Casey says, I wish I can teach my kids with working attitude. Yeah, that's the hard part, man. Oh, how tall is Dion, Curtis?
Dion's like 4'8".
Yeah, I tower over Dion. Dion had to stand in front of me to look the same height. Nah, we're probably, I don't know, I think we're about the same height, actually.
Yeah, because what is he, like 5'8" or?
No, he's not that tall, is he?
I was trying to be nice.
Yeah, he's not. I don't think he's that tall. I said we're the same height, man. We're not all ex-Chicago Bears players, and yeah. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's interesting out there. Oh, Dion is about 5'8", 5'9", same as him. Really? Was he that tall? I don't remember him being that tall. I know Frank was way taller than I expected. Like Frank stood up at the table and was like, "Whoa." Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting out there. I think a lot of people are just, and I think that's why a lot of people just kind of sit back and put their money in a savings account, right? They're kind of just, there's never that right time, right, to jump off the sidelines for them. And I think that's what's great about, this community and being around other people that are doing it is just people are, you know, maybe you're on the sidelines, but you're constantly looking for different ways to improve or a different avenue to take that leap. Like you're saying, you're looking at auctions now. I'm trying to do all this social media stuff and whatnot, and it's just interesting. And like you said, we got Chester on the board, right? We got Wealth Building Journey on the board. I think people were kind of like, oh, is this ever going to happen? And he pulled the trigger. And no, I mean, I'm serious.
proud of him.
Yeah, like I'm super proud of him. I mean, I don't know who's gonna talk to him when he gets his first maintenance call, but I mean, but I'm super proud of him. I'm glad he pulled the trigger, and it's been a long time. So, it's he's always jokes about. Oh, Janitor on Fire is wondering because he always jokes about his height. Yeah, Kiyosaki's about 6'3". Really? Oh, well, yeah. Huh. He probably wears lifts though. I could see Kiyosaki wearing lifts. Yeah.
Just throwing around accusations like that.
No, well, his personality, I could see him being like, oh, I'm gonna be taller, I'm gonna wear this. Yeah. So what you guys got going on? I know it's like I said, everyone seems super busy now. I mean, what has changed in the past month for you guys? What's going on now?
Ooh. I guess trying to find the next property. That's been a big thing. But found out we got baby girl on the way, so that's really exciting.
Cool.
And then it's just more of getting all the projects done, fixing up the houses before the winter comes in. So that's been a lot of coordinating.
Yeah. Has anyone reached out to you in school? Because I think there's been a few people that have messaged about like getting their spouse on board. I said, oh, go to Trade Better, go to Harrison, So I don't know if anyone's reached out to you because I know
no one yet. So, but please reach out to me. Yeah, in school, I'm always free for a chat. Any questions? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't offer relationship advice. I'm the wrong person to go to.
I don't know if it's advice. It's just
I barely keep friends around. Wissing doesn't talk to me right. Yeah, no. Yeah, Wissing doesn't talk to me very much now. He goes, "You're such a dick." Hyder, congrats on the coming girly girl. Yeah, it's a big thing, man.
Thanks, Hyder. Yeah. I'm from a boy family, so it's like this is like the girl. It's like, oh wow, how are we gonna raise you?
Oh, she's gonna be spoiled, man. She's gonna be spoiled.
Yeah, the grandparents are already planning. They're like, girl. Yeah, so.
Oh wow.
Your family's in Virginia also, or her family's?
Yeah, all families in Virginia. So that's why we came back from the West Coast. So they're already planning. It's like, okay, moment baby's born, spending a month there and then a month here. It's like trying to figure out taking turns. So there's gonna be a lot of spoiling going on.
What part of
it help?
Yeah,
nice. Yeah, the help. Yeah.
Yeah. And Colby, are you going to be in Vegas? Are you thinking of going to Vegas?
When? I think you guys talked about this last time.
President's Day weekend is the ORAD event.
I didn't even know. I was like, am I even invited? I'm not part of the group or anything.
Oh, well, I mean, you buy a ticket, you're invited.
Okay. I didn't know. Okay, I didn't know it was like open to the public. Or like,
it's open to anyone. I mean, but it's a great place to meet the other people, investors, and just people doing a lot of different things. But it was a fun event. Write it off. Expense. Film some stuff there.
Yeah, because we also need the link afterwards. So
Because I didn't know that was like because you guys were talking about last time. I didn't know that you had invited. I was like, all right.
No, it's open. I mean, it was supposed to be a one and done thing. He was only supposed to do it one time, and he got such great feedback from the kind of community, and so I think he's going to try and do it every year. I mean, I don't know if he's going to keep doing. He wants it. I mean, he's going to be at the same place this year, but I think he's having thoughts of branching out and maybe having it on the east, the East Coast one, and just so it's a little bit easier for people to get to. But yeah.
You give me if you get me some Crocs, the cowboy boots Crocs, I will go to collect them. I'll go to Vegas and meet you and collect them.
Yeah. We're gonna have the Crocs on the strip, man. We're gonna do some. Hopefully, we get some content out there. Yeah.
I went to look for it in the Crocs store. They didn't have any.
Yeah, Hyder says, yeah, Hyders have all boys too. My second was my little girly girl that I love with every little bit of everything. Yeah. It changes you, man. Having kids, it definitely puts things in perspective. But it is challenging though. It is. Yeah. So who you got next coming on your channel, Kobe? Who's your next guest?
That's a really, really great question. So the episode that's out today was a real estate broker, and she's also a lawyer. So she had a book, I think it's like How to Become a Millionaire in Your 30s. So she was out there promoting that. It's pretty good. Now for the next one, I'm gonna have to look it up because I record all of these in advance. So for next week, it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a guy named Robert Kennedy III, and he's a sales and communication coach for real estate agents.
Wow.
So so he's a real estate agent as well, and he's going to be talking about sales and communication skill sets, presenting skill sets. So it's pretty interesting. He had an interesting way that he wanted me to introduce him on the show. So.
I was going to say Robert Kennedy, getting big time, man.
Different Robert.
I was like, whoa. Yeah. Yeah, it's getting crazy out there, man. All this politics talk and everything, man. So is that going to affect your guys' moves, you think? I mean, real estate wise, where are you going to put money? I mean, is that affecting you at all, you think? What do you guys think about that?
Either way, I think I'll win. And so that's kind of how I think about it. And so just getting the cash ready for the next buy. And if the rate drops, great. Then I can refinance the triplex I just bought, And so, and if the rates don't drop, great. The competition is going to stay on the sidelines. So either way, I'm a happy camper.
Hyder, having kids has been my best investment deal. Both funding the deal and the dividends. Yeah.
That's great. Thanks for the encouragement, Hyder. It's one of those things. This is my first, so it's like, it's like, what's gonna happen?
Right. I mean, I always talk about it too, though. It's a lot like real estate. You can read all the parenting books. You can read all the how to become a parent and get yourself prepared, and just like real estate, how to get your first deal and how to get that property. But once the baby's born, man, all that shit's thrown out the window, man. It's kind of just it's survival mode, right? It's just kind of like, okay, how am I gonna get some sleep, or how am I gonna put this baby to sleep, or it's like, I'm sorry, sometimes there's screen time. I don't care what you say. Like, it's just survival mode, man. And that's kind of what real estate is, right? So, I mean, on paper, it might make sense. You may find the right deal, and then something comes up and you just got to figure it out. And then that's kind of what I relate it to.
Nice. I guess I have to ask, which one is scarier, your first rental property or your first child?
Ooh, that is a great question. So I would say that the first property was upfront a little bit scarier. And as I've gotten into it, it's been not as bad, even though it's like I've had some major fixes, some major, talk about hitting every branch in the tree of something that needs to be done. But now that having a kid on the way, it's kind of been a slow burn where it's like, okay, that's a baby. It's a baby. It's coming. Then we had the scan yesterday of, oh my goodness, that's a baby. It's going to be here. So now it's like, it's become very real, and it's getting,
Yeah, I think it's probably your first kid, your first child, or any child, honestly,
Yeah.
because I think it's from a healthy standpoint, there's not a lot that you can control, right? You know, so it's like real estate wise, you know, you can kind of find a good deal, analyze it, see if the numbers work, or make it work, right? You can put a bigger down payment or whatnot, right? But with a child or pregnancy, it's kind of like there's some things that are just out of your control,
Yeah.
and it's just, you know, you can't do too much about that, right? So I think
Right.
that's the kind of unknown, right? So that's the I
Yeah.
think the stressful or scary part, if you want to put it that way.
Yeah. I mean, it's true. It's like, because we're going through the scans, like, is everything healthy? It's like,
Yeah.
fingers crossed. It's like, because there's no returns. It's like,
Yeah.
this is what you got. And it's
Yeah.
like, but yeah, I would say it's just different ways where owning the property has gotten less scary. Having the baby has gotten more scary, but not in a bad way. But so
Well, I think that's why too, right? They say
Yeah.
like, you know, your second kid, right, or your second child, if you have one,
Yeah.
is a lot easier typically, just because you know that if you give them a piece of candy, they're not going to explode or something, right? Like, you know, when your first kid, you're like, oh, I
Yeah.
can't give them this because, you know, and then now you realize like, okay, they'll be fine if, you know, they have a treat here, or they watch some TV or whatnot, or
Right.
if they fall down, right, they'll be fine, kind of thing. So
Yeah.
I think that's what it. But that first one, you're kind of like you're baby proofing everything, and it's just like all this stuff. And then after a while, you realize like, oh, I did all of this for what? I
know,
bought
you're not
cloth
even-
diapers because I was worried about them getting a rash. It's just like, fuck.
No. It's like the cloth diapers that went out the window right away. It's like, nope, not even bothering. It's like that just sounds nasty. So
Yeah, I did all that.
oh
Yeah.
props to you.
Yeah. Let's see. Hyder says, oh, where'd it go? I don't see it. Oh, when it popped up on my other screen, but I don't see it on the chat side here.
Oh.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know. Anything else you guys want to talk about? Any other topics? We kind of went off topic already, but any other fun stuff? Any other fun stuff or anything else you guys want to talk about?
No, not really. But I think I think it's interesting that you guys both answered that. Like a lot of people are scared of getting their first like rental property or start getting into real estate. But like you compare it to like other more personal and serious things you have to go through in life. It's like, all right, I can definitely get through this. So it's not as bad as what people think. So I find that really really helpful. I think for a lot of people.
Yeah, it's definitely the analysis process. Yeah.
There's a reason I have 2 properties and no kids, because
Exactly.
Well, I would make a comment about that, but I better not. But I don't know. Hyder's one comment's not showing up on this side, but he says, my son was born with his liver sticking out of his gut. It hadn't dropped into his abdominal cavity. The complications scared the ever living shit out of me. Yep, not having control at all. Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, it's always fun, man. I love doing this. I love connecting with you guys. Curtis, I'm glad you got to jump on for a little while. Yeah, I know everyone's getting busy, so even like, I don't know, Curtis, if you heard, I might have to slow things down just a little bit. I'm trying to move out of my house and get my shit to my parents. Just make it easier. My mom's gonna have hips. Well, I don't know. She has hip surgery scheduled, but now she has, I don't know, a cold or nasal thing, and I guess she's afraid of going on. You're not supposed to go under while you're sick, but this is like the second time she's canceled. So I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, Mom, you're never gonna have the surgery, because I think as it gets closer, then she starts getting stressed or worried too, and then she gets sick because of that. So it's kind of like it's like a constant cycle. So yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out, but I'm just trying to move out of here. I think I was talking about Section 8 too, Curtis, earlier. Like my zip code for a 3-bedroom would be like $5,600 a month. So so I'm trying to debate if that's the route I want to go. Yeah.
What is there to think about here, Mark?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, I I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. As we was talking about Joe Asamoah. I don't know if you follow him on YouTube, but that's kind of his strategy. So go check his channel out too. Janitor F.I.R.E. That's his like one of his favorite guys. But he's in the DC area, so he's in a more expensive market. But that's kind of his strategy. He does Section 8 in these more expensive markets. But so he, even though he's doing Section 8, he's getting a higher quality Section 8 tenant because the rental price is already higher. So, and he gets these tenants, and a lot of times they stay like 20, 25 years. I think that's like his strategy, right? So I was like, oh, maybe I should look into that a little bit more. But
Wow, yeah. If I could get for $5,000 for mine, I would sleep in my car. I don't care.
Agree.
you better have a big car, man. Your feet are gonna be sticking out the window.
Man, I'll go back to showering at work. I don't care.
Yeah. Did you hear about that story, Kobe, for Curtis? He was his first house hack. He didn't have a shower in his unit. He was
I did.
showering at
Yeah.
the
I
showering
remember
at
that
the
live.
gym. Yeah. So
Yeah. Making
yeah,
it work. I remember.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now he's big time though. He has a shower.
Yeah.
Congrats, man. Hey, it's a big difference, right? Like,
Oh, huge. Although I am thinking I'm gonna get a roommate within the next maybe month or two, and I don't know if that will be worse.
Yeah.
All right, fellas. Well, thanks for doing this, and we'll try to get some more of these lives going on. Everyone, go check out Kobe's channel. Today you released it. You said the new one.
they're always on Tuesdays, so it was
Tuesday.
yesterday. So there's one out every Tuesday.
And then go check out Curtis's new one about his 2-year recap, and then we're still waiting on Trade Benner's channel to come out.
Yep.
His
Two weeks ago.
family one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for doing this, fellas, and it's always fun. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah,
Thanks,
appreciate
everyone.
it.
Bye.